Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What is happening, y'all? It is that time again. It is time for the bargain basement bin of who to use during this boss battle. So in this video, I'm just going to go over who I think would be a good selection if you don't have the top four that I had mentioned in my previous video, and that also includes someone like Acro Snoop, who I didn't include, or basically all of the Ghostbuster characters will also do some really good damage on this one as well too. But all of those guys, for the most part, are really rare, and for a lot of free-to-play players or players like myself that don't have everybody, what does that leave you with to use? So let's get to it. So who should you use if you don't have the best one in each category? Your goal then is going to be basically twofold. One is going to either A, break the shield, or two, and B, is going to try to use your boss breakers in order to keep the turn going, to heal, to stop them from doing any sort of damage, or to get some MP help. So those are the two goals that you have when you don't have, Rock or Sean for this one, or you don't have anybody else that's going to do 100 and 150, maybe 200 million per turn. So these are not exclusively the best in the bargain bin, but these are some of the ones that I've chosen. And if you can think of any others, put them down in the chat, let me know, and let's start a conversation about who you would think should be in the bargain bin. So at Focused, I put Drew McIntyre. We've all got the slog, but it depends on how high you have him. If you have him at 6-star, this is why he would be a good choice. I wouldn't run all three of these moves, but you would obviously want to make black gems. Of the moves that are here that I think would be important would be one that would create with a very quick choose, as well as one that would quick random. Rather than making 7 purple, you can never really guarantee that there are going to be 7 purple on the board. But if you did get him 6-star, it is the decaying belly to belly that is going to increase black gem damage. And we have to remember that that's one of the big keys, right? Is while multiply gem damage is important, it's the ability to buff gem damage itself. So we're already getting 800%, and if you can put on another move that is also going to do that, adding to that buff, it's going to help knock a lot of damage as well. The biggest problem is recycling green gems. So this is where you're going to have to choose. It might be the tricolor build, so you might want to put the finisher in to get the green gems up again. So you could run something like this finisher with this green move here, and then the other green that I just showed you, the 6-star move. So that's one way that you could also run Drew right there, just a whole bunch of Fury Metals and damage. I think this is going to be a continuing theme, is that KO is somewhat always viable in boss battle because he has a move that will always create trap gems that creates 127% damage, right? That's just what KO does. This yellow move right here is just, it's really good for what it is. and considering that, every boss battle is going to have some sort of gem damage component, that's why it's going to make him viable. And then whenever we get another red gem damage, he'll be the king probably for that one. So you see, I put the pop-up power bomb back on. That's because I have a Titan plate on him. But if you don't have that, another one in this category that you might consider might be Seth. But there isn't a lot. This is going to be the hardest category because there's so few that actually make black gem damage that you might actually have at or close to the 6-star, right? So that's why I think that KO might be the best one there. For all of us out there, since we all have Cena, This is probably going to be the best one for most free-to-play players because Cena does all the things that you want them to do. So if you don't have Rocker Sean, he's going to be your best bet. And so this is how you would play him. You would put down the Pyro gems first, and they're going to make the multiply gems. Then you could choose red gems, put it on the bottom row, break them, make some red gems. Make sure you put on, for coach, I think it's X-Pac or 6, the one that red match makes an extra red MP, so that's what you're going to want to put on them. And then it's going to turn them all black, and it's going to recycle itself. So all the multiply gems are going to turn to black, and that's how you're going to want to get Cena going. He's going to do pretty much everything you're going to want him to do in this boss battle. And so since everybody's got him, he's going to be your best bet. And last but not least, I think K-Quick is going to be a good one in this category, because if you did end up taking him 6-star earlier, he does have a really good move with which to use. So K-Quick, the one way that you could run him is swapping gems into black gems, and his 6-star move makes multiply gems into black gems. So you would run that yellow 6-star move with the other yellow move that creates multiply gems. And then you would use the finisher as well, or you can do no, that's how you would do it. You would do the double yellow with the black finisher to reload the yellows, and you would just keep running with that. So you're going to get most of what it was that you want. It doesn't have a gem buff in terms of black moves or black gem damage, but those together are going to do a ton of damage. An honorable mention in here for free-to-play players is going to be someone like the Honky Tonk Man, who also creates a whole lot of black gems with this immobile move right here. So for the boss battle, don't forget, you need to be either a shield breaker or someone who's going to bring boss breakers to this battle in order to prolong it. If you don't have a couple of Rocker Seans on your team that can turn one win this boss battle. So make sure that you're coming in here with someone who is going to either create a whole bunch of black gems to bring down the shield, or that you got the boss breaker that's going to keep things going. But another thing to remember is that because the damage this time around is so much lower, you can come in with a 5-star gold and last probably 2 turns, and depending on the boss breakers, maybe a little bit longer at level 20. So that's going to be huge, and not to mention that 70 black gems is not a lot, right? 2 Honky Tonk Mans can take that out the first turn of the shield, right? So there's a lot of really positive aspects, a lot of differences that we saw that we're going to see from the last one. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got anybody else that you think should be in the bargain bin for you to use if you don't have the main players. If you like the content that I create and you find some value in it, please hit the like. Please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot and help to remind me that what the Brofessor's doing has some value to you. Class is over. The Brofessor will see you on the other side of the boss battle.